Hi there, I'm Dangerous,
I'm Oscar424.
and this is going to be us recording commentary over our personal best of Next Machina Any Percent Rookie Co-op that you're about to watch. So I figured we could just get this run going and then talk through it.
Yeah.
Alright, so time is going to start as soon as we load in.
Yeah, I'm player 1 with the blue bullets. Dane is player 2 with the yellow bullets.
I am yellow.
Yeah.
You'll be able to tell because I'm usually on the right side as I am on the camera. Makes things easy.
This is alright.
So yeah, Next Machina is a 2017 shmup, top-down isometric shooter from Housemarque, the creators of Returnal. This was the game they made, I believe, right before Returnal, right? The last game before Returnal?
Yes.
Yeah, and it is a spiritual successor to Super Smash TV on the SNES. This is a run that you can do solo, but we are opting in for a co-op run, couch co-op. You can do online co-op, although I would recommend that to absolutely nobody, because it is... Ugh.
The online gameplay gets noticeably laggy the further away the two people are.
Quite laggy.
And it's worse on PC than it is on PS5.
But yeah, you can see like the gameplay mostly consists of clearing out each room and getting warped into the next room. The way that we're going to be kind of upgrading as we go throughout the run is after you kill a certain number of enemies, you'll notice in the bottom left corner there's a little meter that fills up, and once that meter reaches max, whatever the last enemy killed will drop a power-up. Now, in solo play, that's pretty easy because the game will only ever drop upgrades that you do not have. But in co-op, the game will drop a random power-up that one of you or both of you don't have. So there's times where we'll sometimes accidentally grab a power-up that we already have that the partner does not, and that is definitely a frustration of RNG in the run, on top of the RNG of just random power-ups will drop, and that can be particularly frustrating. You notice a lot of what this run is kind of doing the divide and conquer method of I will typically stick to either the right side or the bottom of the arena. Asuka will move to the left or the top, with certain exceptions, this room being one of them. This is one where I rush to the top in order to clear out some of the bigger guys, and Asuka will stay and deal with the riffraff at the bottom. And it's just kind of a preference thing. We just decided that's kind of the way that we opted in to do that. You'll notice me expertly missing that shot right there. This is a room where I have to rush to the very end in order to spawn that guy at the very top so that Asuka can launch a rocket at the wall and kill him that way.
Well, actually, you just, it's not like mandatory right there. I can actually shoot the wall and damage that one enemy before they get there. So
True.
It speeds up the process if I hit that shot.
Yeah, it's just to speed the process up a little bit. This room's really easy. We just clear out the first couple of enemies, and then the wall comes down. We just aim at the portals, clear out the little bit of riffraff that's there, and then take out the visitor. Now, it's almost an auto-scroller how optimized that room is. This room is much in the same way. It's a fairly auto-scrollery room because once you clear out all the riffraff, you're just killing enemies as they come out of the portal, and there's not really much you can do to speed up rooms like these.
Yeah, this next room has a little thing that we try to avoid at all costs. That's a secret exit, and you'll see that little monitor to the upper right there, that little flickering green square. If we hit that, that opens up a few different areas, which means cool new items and power-ups, but then it's not fast, so we try to avoid that at all costs. Coming up, we're actually heading to our first boss arena, and this is where I will be doing the riskier but quicker strategy, whereas Dane will be kind of taking care of everything else. I'm going to go up to the left and get the sword, which is, in theory, the worst weapon to get in a shmup.
Useless.
But it's actually the strongest weapon for this particular boss, because he doesn't move.
Just for this one boss.
Yep. There's also a little bit of a speed up here when you'll see the 2 rings spawn. If you take out all but one of the inside rings, you spawn the boss right away, which is Beamtron. So right now I'm using the combination of triple dash and dash explosion while using my sword to just melt the enemy. Again, this is the only time anywhere the sword is super useful. You'll see other power-ups used later on, but it works there, but it gets a little hairy at times. Especially because now I'm stuck with the sword until I can pick it up, or pick up a different weapon at a later time.
Yep, and we'll be getting another sub-weapon box in the next room after this one, so Asuka just has to suffer with the sword for one more room.
Yeah.
But there's nothing really that the sword can do that dash explosion can't. So once we take out that boss, there's not really much more to worry about.
And these power-ups do rotate in a certain order. The order, or the number in which it starts, is random.
Random, yeah.
But there are 6 power-ups or 6 powered weapons, super weapons. What's interesting is in single player, it'll skip the one you currently have. In co-op, it will not. So, like if you have the rocket launcher, which is number 4, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. But in co-op, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 each time. So you have to kind of keep that in mind if you're so used to like knowing that it's going to skip and then it doesn't.
Yeah, and in co-op, we opt for both grabbing rocket launcher when we're not dealing with a boss room directly. In single player, we would be using power shot, my beloved. But sadly, power shot is not as useful in co-op.
Yeah, power shot's really good at taking out groups of enemies that are all chonked together. But rocket launcher, since we're kind of dividing and conquering, it's just faster. Plus, 2 of the 5 bosses that you'll see in this run take more damage to rocket launcher, particularly the bosses in 3 and 4.
Yeah, but in this world, the best sub-weapon to use is laser, and we're both going to grab laser, and you're going to see the boss's health meter just zzz. It's pretty interesting to watch. It's very satisfying as well. And in certain rooms like this one, once you kill certain enemies, the floor kind of fills in and lets you move in. You'll notice that like kind of rough concrete texture. That's specifically an area that fills in after you kill certain enemies. So a lot of those rooms like that is just optimizing, killing whatever the trigger enemy is for that as quickly as possible. That way you can get free range of motion around the arena and kind of optimize killing things in order.
One thing that's not really talked about, or hasn't really been talked about so far, is that it is a traditional shmup in that the entire character that you're looking at, or the entire 2 characters, are not the hitbox. The hitbox is actually a small core at the character's center. So you can get through some really, really tight areas that look kind of impossible, but in fact are not. So right now I'm kind of trying to let Dane get that weapon spread over there, because I already have a full power-up set of abilities. And actually you'll notice, if you look at the blue character's firing off 5 shots, whereas the yellow character's only firing off 3 shots. When you don't have all 5 power-ups, which are triple dash, dash explosion, weapon spread, weapon range, and shield, if you don't have all 5, you're not fully powered or max powered, and then you only get 3 rows of bullets. When you're fully powered, you get all 5. So it's a nice little benefit of staying fully powered and not getting hit.
Yep, and you'll know when you have hit that all 5, because she'll say maximum weapon power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was actually an oopsie on my part. I ended up grabbing the wrong power up right there.
In our PB.
Yeah.
But yeah, the goal was to hit laser, because laser is extremely effective against Yeti Kong. I always get the boss name so wrong.
But yeah, here's actually a pretty easy way for me to get the correct power-up. It also helps to just know where all the power-ups are, where all the extra lives are in higher difficulties, secret exits, so you can just kind of plan your route around everything.
Yeah. One of the big challenges of this game on co-op is the fact that in single player, the camera moves with you. It's very isometric in that way. But in co-op, the camera pulls back so that you can both be on the screen. And it becomes a little bit trickier to kind of track where you are at any given moment. So sometimes I will get hit by something just because I can't find myself on the screen. So there you go. You can see just how fast the boss's health depletes when you both have laser and or both using dash explosion at the same time.
Yeah, you'll notice actually all the bosses moving forward, extreme aggression is key for them, where the dash explosion does so much damage. Plus you have a little bit of iframes that you can kind of play with.
Yeah.
So you'll see both of us using all 3 of our triple dashes with the dash explosion on each one and just chunking so much damage from the bosses. It gets a little bit scarier in the next couple bosses, because then there's projectiles that you really have to worry about.
This room is this entire world is a lot of just kind of knowing where spawns are and dealing with them accordingly. This particular world loves to spawn big mobs of enemies, and getting around, kind of the most optimal way to do it is definitely one of the trickier parts of this world. One thing we also haven't talked about is secret exits yet. That's another. Oh, you're right, we did. There's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, secret. There's a very specific sound where if you hear it, it's an immediate reset. It's just kind of, it's a really crummy feeling.
And if we accidentally hit one, i.e., I accidentally hit one because I'm always the one that accidentally hits them, we're not going to reset at the marathon live. I promise. We would normally do that in PB attempts, but because each one adds 30 seconds to a minute depending on.
Yeah, there's one and harder difficulties that adds a couple minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's like a minute and a half, I think.
I know it's like 6 rooms. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a long set of rooms. And then coming up is my favorite room in the whole run, and I mean that in a very sarcastic manner. This room, the COVID room! I call it the COVID room because you can't get 6 feet away from anything! What do you call it again?
Social distancing room.
Social distancing room.
Same difference.
If that joke is not appropriate at the marathon, we will refrain from making it. But a lot of times, your exact positioning determines a lot of whether or not you're going to use your sub-weapon to kill an enemy, or if you're going to use dash explosion, the dashing move, in order to kill them. It just kind of boils down to, in the given moment, wherever you're standing. Sometimes we routed things out very precisely so that you'll always be able to dash explosion into something, or always use your sub-weapon, but this run is rife with RNG, and sometimes you just have to adapt on the fly, as is the case with a lot of runs.
Also, one thing that wasn't really talked about was, if you look at the circles around the characters as we go into different levels, the half circle on the bottom that will appear, white little half circle that appears on occasion, that is the weapon charge. So when, I use my rocket launcher, I can't just spam it. I have to wait for it to charge again. When you use your dashes, that's the upper half circle. And since we have triple dash right now, it'll be in 3 chunks.
Run, run, run! This is the Indiana Jones room, because there's a boulder chasing us.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is interesting. So visitors are optional enemies, but in order to actually proceed through some of these rooms faster, you do have to kind of take them out. And the visitors are these centipedes?
Yeah, they follow a track.
Yeah. But they're made up of chunks of enemies. It's like a bunch of enemies stuck together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this room can be very scary on higher difficulties because that one big pink laser becomes 3 on experience.
This next one's actually one of my favorites in this world. I don't know why. It's fun. It's very fun on harder difficulties.
It's a good room. I kind of think of this room as a little bit forgettable. I sort of never remember, oh yeah, it's this room. Every time I go into it.
So yeah, coming up, we're gonna head to the next boss, Heltron.
You mean Hectron?
Well, it says Heltron.
Whoops. But we can't swear at a live marathon, so yeah, it's Hectron. The thing about Hectron is he's a real shithead. So you'll see that he throws a lot of projectiles as you go through. I won't make that joke at the marathon, I promise. But yeah, we're already fully powered for this one. Rocket launcher is the preferred sub-weapon for this, and we both already have it, so we're just waiting for Hectron to spawn in, and here he is!
This is the most RNG boss of
100%.
Everything on Next, and that's something that Housemarque did for another show up that I run, Resin Gun. The third world boss has extreme RNG, and that's the orbs, the projectiles that he tosses, but you can get him into a stun lock cycle, which we did, so we only got to see it very briefly. But that does require doing a lot of damage through the triple dash explosions, the rockets, and actually aiming the rocket appropriately. Now you're heading into the fourth world and domain of my favorite boss, E-Prime. Or Enforcer Prime.
Yeah, Enforcer Prime, her favorite boss, also the worst boss in the game. I like to be antagonistic for the comedy's effect.
It's what I like about it is it's a boss that like all the bosses reward aggression. E Prime really rewards aggression because that
More than any other boss.
there's a
for
lot
sure.
of ads that spawn, and the faster you can just get through him, the better.
And there is a secret level off to the right, so you'll notice that neither one of us is aiming that direction for a reason, trying to avoid that. So a lot of positioning and directional aiming is just boils down to avoiding the secret exit. And there's another one here up in the upper left, so we're aiming upper right to avoid that.
Yep. Here's where I cause a little bit of a scare. Like, you can do a little bit of damage to it. These confetti-like sparks will appear,
Yeah.
but if you hit it with any super weapon, you hit it with a dash explosion, the cabinet's going to detonate, and you're going to go into the secret exit.
And I'm pretty sure some of those cabinets explode with when one bullet hits them. I'm convinced of it, because sometimes it feels like that happens. Yeah, there's another one on the bottom right here, so we're going to be aiming upward. You can see it flashing, that little blue screen right there. You just got to make sure you don't have any AoE go anywhere near it, and you'll be okay. And this is one of those rooms that is largely auto-scrollery because things kind of spawn in a certain rhythm, so I sort of deal with whatever riffraff spawns at the bottom, but there's really not much we can do to speed this room up, aside from just kill everything as soon as it spawns in. And we're getting into the rooftops this level, this world.
So, one thing we didn't actually talk about was the effect of the end of level dash.
Yeah.
It's a very, very small time save. Right there, the level end dash successful. It's not much, but it builds up over the course of all 5 worlds and
About a
each
second.
level.
About a second per room,
It builds up.
which does add up over time, yeah.
Also, in true This Game Understands Me fashion, pink is the evil color and should be avoided at all costs because pink is deadly. I just need to make
Pink
that.
is also not the deadliest color in the game. Purple is, and you'll be seeing purple soon.
True.
But pink is deadly and you must avoid it. Luckily, you can iframe through any pink lasers and not take any damage. Purple, you cannot do that. Yeah, there's another auto-scroller room. Once this enemy spawns here in the middle, we kill him. 2 more are going to spawn at the bottom and left. Kill them, and that is the room. And then this is a room with a floor that I swear changes every run. This floor is so wonky. Sometimes you'll throw a sub-weapon hit and it just doesn't connect for whatever reason.
This is an interesting room in especially single player but also co-op where it's a hair faster to pick up the weapon in this room as opposed to the boss room.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hovering up a little bit. We ended up like you don't have to deal with that in co-op because we both have the rocket launcher already, but in single player,
Yeah.
you try to grab it there before you move on to the boss room. That's just because there's a lot going on leading up to the boss fight, so you just want to deal with that first.
And this is the boss room of Enforcer Prime, her favorite boss, and again, the worst boss in the game. I jest. Enforcer Prime's actually a really good boss. He is as challenging as we've said, though. He is definitely one of the harder bosses for sure because he likes to fire a lot of projectiles in a straight line, and he can track you pretty easily if you're not careful. Luckily, yeah, if you're really aggressive and you really just capitalize on those dash explosions, you can deal a lot of damage. Now, I died here, but I'm going to respawn in at the bottom.
I'd say a little too much aggression.
A little too much aggression there. Aggression is good, but there is, to a point. And that is the fight.
So, underneath both of the weapons on the bottom corners, my weapon set is on the bottom left, Dean's on the bottom right. There's a horizontal bar that fills up over time. As soon as it fills up, that's when the next enemy that's killed will spawn a power-up. Now, if somebody's missing power-up, it'll spawn a power-up. If we're both at max weapon level, we'll just get like a multiplier bonus. So you'll see it slowly fill up over time. So eventually, Dean will.
Yeah, it'll be in the next room, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Drops
so.
a shield, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't remember which one it drops. It drops a power up. I'm just gonna drop it right about now.
And
Oh,
you'll
it's weapon spread. Okay. And then I died again. I remember that now. Like I ran in to grab it, and then for whatever reason, my iframes just ran out, and I took a death.
Yeah, the hitboxes in this game are a little suspect, and you just kind of learn to adapt with them.
What hitboxes?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you just kind of get used to. Now, right there, I try to get an extra life since Dana died twice. I ended up grabbing the laser power-up, which did slow us down a hair. It ended up kind of working out in the end, because we're getting, well, about halfway through World 5. And we do need laser for the final boss,
Yeah.
which is the Architect. So I was very nonplussed when I saw that laser drop.
And then I think this is the room where I also grabbed laser just in prep for the final boss. You know, probably would be faster to grab rocket launcher here, but you're gonna end up grabbing both of them anyway, just because having laser going into the Architect fight kind of does the same thing as it does against Yeti Kong, where it just depletes the health bar.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's only one power-up box in each boss area, so somebody, if we're going in with like double, if we both have to change our weapons, somebody does have to pick up the different weapon before we go into the next area. So you're also seeing purple start showing up, and that's again with pink. Pink and purple will both do damage, will both kill you. With pink, you can dash through. Purple, you cannot. That's why it's a lot more wild and scary looking.
Yeah. So one of my operatives, as soon as they spawn into a room like this, is kill everything that spawns a purple line, because he drastically reduces the amount of space that you have to move around. And I'm a movement dude. I like to move around a lot. This is a run where we're going to normally we would dash up. I think we both just hesitated on that one. But you can actually get past those lines early if you are quick enough to do so. And then one of us deals with the riff-raff up here, the other deals with the riff-raff down there, and kind of optimizes the room a little bit. And this is one of the kind of auto-scrollery rooms once you get to a certain point, because you'll kill a lot of riff-raff, but you're waiting for a visitor to move down the bottom of the screen. So we just kind of share killing all the riff-raff until the visitor spawns in. You'll know it also spawns in because you'll see that little green line kind of jut across the screen. This is one of the more chaotic rooms for sure. A lot happening in here. And there's a secret level to avoid as well. You can see in the upper left part of the room, and I almost hit it just now.
Yeah, this one, it starts off very scary, and then as you basically because it's a maze of sorts.
Yeah.
As you destroy the crates and whatnot, and it just turns into this super open area that enemies, you kill a biggin, and then you'll get a whole bunch of baby squids. So it gets pretty chill. You just have to know to literally break the maze.
So another example of divide and conquer here. I start moving to the right because that's where most of the enemies are going to spawn. She goes to the left, deals with all the crap that spawns over there, and then moves over to the right to join me. And then, again, more stuff spawns to the left. She goes back and deals with it as we get a big line of nonsense spawning in. And then we are going into the final boss at the end of this room. So this is the Architect. The same final boss as in Ghost Runner. It's also called the Architect in Ghost Runner. So we don't really need to grab laser here. Normally, if one of us didn't have laser, this is where we would grab it. And once you deal with all the trash, once that shield comes down, we're going to be just laying waste.
Yeah, this is a forced three-phase fight where the shield will come back up between each phase. Point of note, the enemy that we're shooting at as you get through each phase the shield around the actual architect starts breaking apart, so you can see
Yeah.
who the architect is in the third phase. But the big thing here is we're trying to do as much damage as we can to get to the phase break before all the stuff around it starts trying to kill us. So you'll see when the timer ends, time actually expires as soon as the boss explodes. So not quite on final hit, it's a few seconds after that.
And time.
So yeah.
And that is Next Machina. It is one of the coolest games I've ever played. And it has one of the best songs for the credits. And just so you know, we are going to let the credits play so that we can rock out.
Maybe Dangerous turns into Dance Jurus. But yeah, all in all, I hope you had fun watching it. It's something I enjoy playing quite a bit. I don't know how long I've been playing it for, but quite a while. And I introduced you to this how long ago?
A year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago, so yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah, it's available on PlayStation consoles and PC. We play it on PS5, just because it's a lot more stable on PlayStation than it is PC. So yeah, but yeah, hope you had fun. Did you have fun?
I had lots of fun.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.